What's up everybody, welcome back to another drawing tutorial. So we got Dragon Ball today. Goku versus Jiren. Goku mastered Ultra Instinct versus Jiren. So this is on a landscape orientation page. Definitely not an easy one, so pencil is a must. Pencil and eraser, and hit that pause button when I go too fast. Right, let's not waste any time. We know the score at this stage. So Goku this side, Jiren this side. I'm going to start with the shape for Goku's face. I think it's the easiest place to start. So I'm just middle point here, right? And we're going to leave a good bit of distance. So imagine this is one page. This is another page, right? So two A4s or two A3s like stuck together. Right? So one page, and then Goku's face starts just about the middle of this page, right? So we're going to go just across from the center point, and then we're going to go diagonal down like so. And then this will come down to like a V down here. So his chin is like down here, right? But there's like a V sort of shape, like this. Like so. You got this V and then the side of his face there. So his face is kind of diagonal, going this way, so his chin is like pointing down here. So we can have this shape kind of comes back up like so. But we don't go as far as this side, right? Because his ear is here. So we'll do in his ear. So it just curves around here. Like so. So notice now this ear now is higher up than this side of his face, okay? So that's important. So this is just about here on his ear. If you line them up straight across, you know, going this way. So, and then the ear is up a bit further. So try and get them at that height, okay? Okay, so we're gonna just get the middle of his face now. So we're just his nose, right? So it's just here, close to this side of his face, because his face is sort of three-quarter. We can see two eyes, but one is smaller, turned away from us. So we're just gonna add like a line there, and then the bottom of his nose coming back here, right? So once you get where his nose is, you know where one eye has to be and where the other eye has to be, right? But just to finish his nose now, we'll just do that sort of shadow area that Goku has underneath his nose, just here, like that. So that means then one of his eyes has to be over this side, and you know those frowns that the W that Dragon Ball characters have is like just right above that, the top of his nose, right here. So like just here, we got that W, okay? And it's like diagonal, going up this way. It's not straight. Like so. So, if that frown is there, so his eyebrow has to come out from it, right? So we do the tick for the eyebrow coming out this way. Up like so. And then the other side will come out here, get slightly wider as we go up to the top. And down there, okay? So the other eyebrow then has to be on this side, and this one's much bigger because it's the eye that's closest to us, okay? So we go up like that. So a bigger tick than this one. The end of it is real wide, so it comes across there. And then we will bring it down, and it gets kind of thinner as we go down. So now there's some lines just on the end of his eyebrow, just there. You might have a brow line just here, and one say just curving here somewhere. And notice now that his eyebrow lines up with the top of his ear. So that's where you want the eyebrow to stop. So it's like a little bit of a gap between the ear and the eyebrow, but they're in line, okay? Then his eye. So we do those classic Dragon Ball box-like eyes. So we bring it down diagonal this way. And then a small line in here. So his iris now, so he's looking at Jiren this way. So we're going to have it close to the end of his eyebrow. It won't be in the middle over here. He's looking this way. So we're going to do a curved line coming around here. And then we'll bring it up inside here. Okay. And then his pupil, just here. So he's like looking that way. So now the other eye over here, so we do that box sort of shape. So this eye is much smaller again. So we do a line coming across here and up into there. And then his eye, curved line here, and then bring it up around the other side, like so. And he's looking over at Jiren over here, so just a pupil that way. And then we have those tick lines just under his eye, just here. All Dragon Ball characters usually have them. Well, all the Saiyans anyway have them. And then his mouth. So we do a line just coming across the top here underneath the nose. Curve it down so he's screaming. Big wide mouth here. And this comes down the other side. Curve it around the bottom. So we're following the line for the middle of his face again, so a diagonal sort of line there. And then we'll put teeth inside, so we can see like the top and bottom teeth. So curve a line here, and like so, and then another line coming that way. And then the bottom teeth, so curving around here, back up the other side, and then curve it down and around into there. So then his tongue just be in here, like so. And the bones and ligaments inside his ears, we forgot those. So curve it around like that. Lots of different ways of doing this kind of stuff, so don't worry too much. If you have your own way of doing ears, feel free. It's different in every drawn, every manga. Like so. So then his hair. So, right, so we got some fringe hair spikes, right? So coming down just to say just near his cheek line, just here, right? Spiking up and around. Like so. There's one. The other side of it goes up and into here. Next one will come out from here, down, just across his eyebrow, back up. Like so. Back into here. Next one then goes a bit longer down this way. Comes like touches his eyebrow, comes like down like so. Like that. And then we bring it up the other side, back in, into there. Then the next one. So his hand is like here, so it comes over a bit, but I'll draw it in and you can rub it out after. Comes down to here, back into there. And then we have hair spikes that come all the way around. So coming out from his neck, right? So we'll do big muscly neck, just there, curved line. And then we'll go out, spiking in, back up, real big Goku hair spikes. Like so. I guess a bit further. And then the next one up, back to there. And this is where we meet the round part of his head. So when Goku is in Ultra Instinct, he doesn't go Super Saiyan. It's like normal black-haired Goku, just silver. And the next one up here, back down. And a real big one in the center. So it goes up to here. Goes off the top of my page, but if you have room, you could just bring that to a spike. And then it comes down like so. And another one up over to there. And then this one comes down behind his hand as well. So we're gonna rub most of this out. So that comes down, his hand is like here and some of his fingers come across it. And then one more line, just coming this way, down like so. I'm gonna leave this one because there'd be too much rubbing out. So you could bring that to a spike if you wanted, but his hand is across it. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. So then he's got like lots of hairlines and texture lines and stuff on his spikes. So just following all the shapes of the hair. It's pretty simple. Okay, so we'll do his shoulders, neck, and stuff like that down here. So we have one neck muscle line here. The other side comes down just here, like so. And then we have his chest muscles, so real bumpy, big lines just here. So look how far I'm going now with these. So I'm just right out to his hair spikes. Really, that's his like real big chest muscle, right? So his shoulder starts here. And the other chest muscle will come out like so. It doesn't like bend as much. Goes up a bit more there. And then his trapezius will go out there, and his other trapezius will go here. Ooh, and here actually. And we've lines like that. So that's like some hatching sort of line inside. So it might have like an extra couple of lines just here. And then the rest of his neck muscles just in here. Like that sort of thing. Then another one coming down here. And an Adam's apple just in like there. He's a line for his chin, sorry I forgot here. And the other line for his shoulder comes out like so. This goes behind his forearm that comes up to his hand here, right? But we'll finish the torso and then we'll come back to this, right? So you just have these sort of curving lines coming out that way. And then the middle of his chest, right? So it comes down here. And the underneath of that chest muscle comes around up like so. Okay, so a real sort of square kind of shape. And this is like going into his armpit. The other chest muscle line comes out here, around, up like so. So this one's kind of a bit narrower than this one, see? Because this one's turned away from us. So it's a dynamic kind of pose. It's a bit tricky, I know. And then a line there. And he's got a nipple or two. So say one here and the other one should be And then like another sort of chest muscle line like here. And some lines going across here. Maybe some coming across here as well. So his other shoulder goes off this way, but we'll finish like his torso, right? So we have just the side of his torso just here, and then it comes down like that. You could bring it a bit further if you had room, but I can't. So, and then the other side of his torso then is like there, and then this comes up real wide to about there. And we have Jiren's elbow here, so this doesn't actually, this connects to Jiren's elbow. Which is here somewhere. So we won't connect that up. We'll just add his abdominal muscles. So curve line, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then there's like ab muscles coming out from that. So like one out here, another line coming that way. So, one, another one, down the bottom, a bit smaller, and then the other side, that's the top of it, another line there, and then this comes down, and on the top, just there, and a bit there. So he's got like a torn piece of clothing just here. This goes all around his waist, of course, so if you have more room, you can keep this going all around his waist. I can't, so. And then, like so. And his other shoulder just goes off the page here. So we do big, muscly, bumping line, bicep line, like that. Another shoulder line there, and the underneath just like goes this way. It goes off the page. And I think he's another armpit line there. So their arms are like clashing, right? So I think we have to draw. What do we draw first? We'll draw Jiren's elbow just so we know where everything is. So let's see. So it's like comes out somewhere. Down like this and around like so. So this is the bottom of Jiren's arm, okay, like this in there. Oh, we'll draw the whole we'll have to draw the whole arm. So this is the bottom like that. So we'll draw the whole of Jiren's arm, and then we'll do Goku's arm because Jiren's arm is in front. So I'm about halfway on my page now. So then we have these spikes coming down here. So it's like ripped the bottom of his glove, you know, from the fight, just here. And this is going to come up diagonal this way. A few more rips here, and it goes up, like up to there. And right, so his fist, right, he's making a fist. Goku's like doing like karate sort of hands. So we'll go up a bit higher here, and then we'll do 4 knuckles. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And we're up like head level now with Goku. That's how high up you want to go. Is it just so Jiren's arm is like from Goku's nipple line up to his like fringe. So that's how big you want that fist to be, okay? And that arm. So then each of these represents a finger. So we go down here. We do 4 bumps again. So we go 1, 2. So down, diagonal down from each of these. 3, 4. Okay? Like this. And then we connect them up. So we go back that way for 1. that way for another, back that way for another one. Like so. So they look like kind of stumpy fingers, but you can add sort of knuckle lines like that. And some knuckle lines on the top here. Some knuckle lines. And the little finger, you should be able to see the side of it. So just there like that. And some fold lines just here on his finger. And maybe some extra knuckle lines there like that. So his thumb then is in under here, just like a square sort of shape, just in there. And the palm of his hand, bumping. Bumping around. Like so. And maybe another line in there. And just a fold line on his wrist. Like here, and some other lines just folding around his hand there. Okay, so that's one hand done. So that means Goku's hand is in behind here, right? And it goes up towards his hair, as I said at the start. So his arm comes out this way, okay? The other side of the arm will come out here. And he's got his like blue wristband on that Goku wears, you know, and it's kind of ripped along the bottom, just here. And then comes around like so, a couple of fold lines on it, and then it comes around his hand. Like that. And then his hand is going to come out from here. But we got another sort of shoulder line just here as well. Or his bicep, it's actually his bicep. Yeah. And then he's doing like, you know, those two fingers, salute sort of things, right? So we go up. So we've a couple of standard knuckles, right? One there, one here. We'll do these two fingers first and then deal with those. So this comes down, back in like that. And then we come underneath, down, back around. So I know hands are tricky, so hit that pause button when I move my hand out of the way. It'll make it a lot easier for you. This comes up to here, because this is not an easy drawing. So slow it down, take your time, use a pencil, rub things out. If you make mistakes, which everyone does, don't be too hard on yourself. A couple of knuckle lines in here. If you've gotten this far, you're a talented individual. Well done. And then curve this one up. These are the two long fingers now. So this curves up, goes across, comes down, coming around, back up to here. And the bottom of it down into there. Leave a fingernail, kind of like that. Okay. And a knuckle line just on top, and another skin fold just there. And then his index finger up, over for the knuckle, comes down, around on the bottom, and then up to there. And we'll bring it down like so. And we can rub out we'll finish the hand first. So, and then we'll rub out those lines. So the hand comes down like that. And then we have his thumb just here. So it's like a square sort of shape here. The back of it will come down and back in towards his arm. So it will come down like so. Like that for the palm of his hand. And then we got some like lines on his hand here. Like so. Just like skin lines and stuff. Like that. So I'll just rub out these lines for his hair. So there's a couple more sort of bump lines just here. And then thumbnail just down here. And like a knuckle line on top of his index just there. And his index fingernail. So just coming down this way. Goes back up. And bring it across the top. Just there. Okay, so that's the hands done. Now, hands are like some of the hardest things to draw. They're just as hard as faces, so take your time, pause it there, you know. And we'll move on now. So Jiren's head, just across from his fist right here. So right across from, say, the bottom of his thumb, we're going to start with his brow. So we're going to go diagonal that way. Okay, a little bit of a gap between his thumb and his head. And then we'll bring it down in to here. And then we have the frown just there. So 2 lines. The frown in the middle of his head, just here. And then his eyebrow just comes up this way. Real long, so this is the long one. And curves around just here. Okay. So this is shorter than this one. It's like Goku's eyes, okay? And his eye is in here. So we curve it around. And then the black section just here. And you could leave white highlights just like here. And color the rest dark. So if that's his forehead, the middle of his forehead, that means his nose has to be under here. So that comes out like so. It comes around like that. Not as pointy a nose as Goku's. And his nostril just there. We might see the side of his face just there. His cheek or something. He's got a tick mark underneath his eye as well. And then his mouth. So we bring it down from his nose. So we like curve it out, and then it comes around like this. His mouth is open, he's like screaming as well. So it curves all the way around like this. And we can see his teeth up here, like that. His teeth around here on the bottom. Curves in, curves around the back of his teeth, and then his tongue. And just a line for his cheek, just there. And his bottom lip bumps out like this. So look at the angle we're at now. And then his chin comes around, real round sort of features. Comes up this way. Up around to his jaw and up into here. And maybe a line just for his bottom lip, just there. He might have some brow lines just here as well. And then he's got that kind of circle ear just here. So his jaw stops kind of in line with his nose just here. See that? Or like in line with the cheek marks of the just here under his eye. So don't go up much further than that. And we're out past his eyebrow. So this curves around. So real circular ear. And then like another line just here, maybe like a skin fold here, and then a dark section just inside, just here. So like a dark shadow in here, like that. So then the top of his head, so he's bald, so it's just a sort of a round kind of line. So we're going up this way, like so. So distance-wise, we're about say the top of his eye here, from his eye to his chin, is the same distance as from the top of his eye to like the top of his head, about up here. So his eyes are about halfway down his head, right? Just here. That's how high up you want to go. And then we bring it down the other side. like so. And he's got like a big vein bulging kind of here. Like that. Just the line on his mouth there as well. I guess we will join the arm up to his shoulder, so it's probably easiest to start with. So we're gonna go, so his shoulder, so he's like hunched over, his shoulder comes out from his head, right here, okay? He's like in a block position, so like his shoulders are right up, come around here, okay? And then we have another shoulder line in here. And then his like chest and collarbone and stuff, so it comes down from here like that. And then we have a bicep bump just there, another shoulder muscle line, and then his bicep will come down like so, real big, and go into his elbow like that. And you might have like another sort of line there just for bicep. So his chest then comes around underneath that, just there. So one bump and then the other one will go down real big, really big, bigger than you think, like there. So we're out near the edge of the page now, and it touches his bicep just here. So the other side of his chest muscle, just here, comes across, down under his chin, and the other side up to there. And then the middle line, just there. And you got some like fibrous lines just coming across the chest. Like that. So then we should have a neck muscle line, say here, and there should be another one there maybe, and there, I think so. But his head is covering most of it, so you can't really see it. And then the other side of his neck, so real big, comes back that way. And then his back muscles bumping here, goes off my page. And his shoulder, you can just see a curved line for his shoulder just here. And some going this way. And right, so abdominals, and then we're done. So curving in like this. Another line there. And one more down there. And can we see the underside? Yeah, so this comes up this way and down there. So that's his torso. And then abs, right? So we bumping lines coming down like so. Down the middle of his abdominal wall, and then this comes down the side here, and this comes over up like so. And abs bump around like that. Abs bump around here and here and coming down there. We've got some like oblique lines just there. Something coming down here as well. And can we see his knee? I think we can. So we can see like a knee going this way, and then some torn clothing like Goku, right? So we got like another line for like his hip or something just there. And then spiky torn clothing just going down around his waist, but we can't see the whole lot of it, so fit in what you can. And then his leg comes off like so, and we got some like muscle lines just here, so here on his thigh, kind of like that, and there's all muscles and stuff in there. Right, so they're like covered in scratches as well. So you can do this any way you want. You can do as much as you want. I'll just do a bit, just so we can get the idea. And I think that's everything. I think there should be another line here for his, for his abdominal wall. But yeah, I think that is how to draw Goku, Mastered Ultra Instinct versus Jiren. Hope it was helpful, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.